Our next speakers are Leah Miller and Sudha Shreeniwas, who are going to be presenting on Art Mail for Alzheimer's, a structural participatory arts program for seniors with cognitive symptoms.
Thank you very much. Can you all hear me? I am Leah Miller with Creative Aging Network, and this is my colleague,
Sudha Shreeniwas from UNC Greensboro, Department of Human Development Family Studies. And we thank you for the opportunity to share our work with you today, and we hope to get feedback from you. What we are going to describe is this partnership. It's a community-engaged research and service delivery partnership between Creative Aging Network and UNC Greensboro, where Creative Aging Network designs and delivers an art mail project, and UNC Greensboro evaluates whether that has any impact on certain key symptoms of seniors with dementia. Okay, so, yeah, thank you. Okay, so the green circle shows Creative Aging Network designs and delivers a program. Seniors in different care communities in Greensboro do the program, the art program, and UNCG in the blue circle evaluates it. So what is Art Mail?
So Art Mail is a creative arts program. It's a visual arts program for people with Alzheimer's and other related dementias. I like to call them dementia pioneers because they are teaching us how to live with dementia as opposed to dementia sufferers or dementia victims. I really like what Dr. Shaw said. The people on the journey, they are the pioneers teaching us, and we are learning from them. And that's what we've done with this program. So we really have based this on the concept of abstract expressionism so that the participating artists, those with dementia, can engage in creativity, really focusing on color and materials, textures and design without having that pressure to create something recognizable. And they don't have to have any experience to participate. We also really encourage choice for the older adults that are participating. We have offered this we've provided the program to well over 300 people, but the research itself was about 180 that were involved in the research itself. We conducted the research at 12 different sites, and some of those were residential and some of those were adult day centers. The classes take place usually once a week over an 8-week period. They last about an hour to an hour and a half. We encourage the staff at the sites to allow participating artists to engage as long as they wish to, and we had experiences where people with dementia they would sit and work for 2 hours straight on this project, which was shocking for many of the staff that we were engaged with. It's also run by professionally trained teaching artists, and they receive support from volunteers when they're implementing the program. The way it works is there are 2 different sites that are paired up together that are serving people with dementia. At those sites, we recruit approximately 10 participating artists. Those folks then complete a questionnaire, and we use that questionnaire to identify common interests, and then we pair individuals up with one another at the 2 different sites using that information. So hopefully they'll have at least one thing in common. They use the inside surface of a cardboard box as the canvas, so they start by priming it. They then add different colors. We work with primary colors to teach them about blending, and over the course of several weeks, they work on the project. They then close up the box and send it to their partnering artist at the other site, while at the same time their partnering artist has been doing the same thing. So they exchange the work of art, and they spend several weeks building on one another's artwork. And included in that exchange is something called a box story, and you can see some of the phrases that are written on the box stories. I never get boxes. This was a surprise. thank you. It was wonderful to have a partner. And you see the second one down. I actually can't read it from here, but it's a CNA who was in the class who wrote on the story that though this individual couldn't speak, she wrote he was very surprised. He had a look of excitement and surprise when he opened the box. And then after those several weeks of building on one another's artwork, they exchange again, including a box story in there, and they complete the artwork. So the first participating artist that started the artwork finishes the artwork, so that artwork belongs to that artist, but both artists that work on it are credited. And I say they're credited because we do exhibitions. We showcase the collective works of art. We invite all of the participating artists that were engaged and the staff, their family members, and the broader community to come to this exhibition. We'll, have a nice reception and really honor their accomplishments. So I'm going to turn it over to Sudha now to talk about the research aspect of it.
Okay, so what we were hoping to show with this research or hoping to explore is that this type of thoughtfully designed, very engaging art activity, which is very different from the stereotype occupation of something like gluing popsicle sticks onto paper plates. This was very, very engaging and promoting the agency of the participating artist as much as possible. Would this have any impact on some key neuropsychiatric symptoms of seniors? Because what we are hoping for is a pleasant and productive way of passing time that is non-pharmacological, that as people live with the disease and there are no effective preventions or cures, we need ways to spend time pleasantly that are not about being medicated. So we examined the three symptoms of depressive symptoms, apathy and agitation measured by standard scales. We had a participating group and a control group at each site, which is roughly 8 to 10 people in each. We had the control group people participated in their usual activities, and examples of that included watching TV, sitting on the couch, some other arts and crafts classes. We also we collected data on this by doing a survey at the baseline, the start of the 8-week period, and at the end line, at the end of the 8-week period, where we interviewed the CNAs, the usual caregiver of the person, about their symptoms. In the interest of time, I won't go into something that is probably familiar to everybody here, the extremely complex and cumbersome process of getting informed consent from people. It's a double or triple informed consent process of the legally authorized representative and the person themselves and the usual caregiver all having to give consent and sign off on HIPAA forms. I just described that we had a survey at baseline and end line with standard measures. We also did a lot of qualitative data collection, including in-depth interviews with certain participants, staff, family members and students. We did field observations of art sessions, and we have photographs and videos and the box story narratives that Leah talked about. And we had 178 participants with about a 97% follow-up rate between baseline and end line, 122 in the art mail and 66 in the control. So we didn't get as many control group people as we had hoped for. And right now, data analyses are underway, and so we don't have results to share, but hopefully over the summer that will be done. And we could just go on. Just one more, yeah. Okay, so the participants' voices. So people with dementia who actually did participate were interviewed, and one person, for example, said, "I love what I'm doing. I don't know what it is, but I like it." Another person who was very picturesque and articulate in their language said, "I went from pain to paint," meaning she had aches and pains from arthritis, but she forgot that during the time she was engrossed in this art session, and she was just, had a really good experience.
What's your favorite part of it so far?
It's in the colors and be able to put what I want to on paper. Y'all just said fix anything, and that's what we do. We just do what we can. A lot of things we can't do. Some people are real artists. I'm not. I just love to do it.
Okay. And staff observations really showed that people who were involved in art mail were really enthusiastic participants. And I already mentioned that some of the common activities that were in the control group, it varied from the type of facilities that people were in. Some people were in very resource-rich environments, and they had better activities, and some people didn't. So that's it. I think we made it in time.
Thank you. One question? So does anybody have a question? We did that well explaining it in 10 minutes? Thank you.